Tesla has planned on making a huge entrance into the Chinese market by building a factory there that makes Model 3s the standard version, which is to say the least complex version of the Model 3. While Tesla is known for setting goals that are completely beyond anything that the auto industry would possibly ever do, unfortunately, Tesla is also known for not meeting those goals. Elon Musk said that there is going to be Model 3s manufactured from the China plant by the end of 2019. So far, the China plant is basically an open field with some digging going on. It's harder and harder to believe that there will be Model 3s coming out of the Tesla China Gigafactory by the end of the year. China is not only the manufacturing hub of the world right now, but also the Chinese government has been giving generous subsidies to people who make and purchase electric vehicles. In Beijing, it can cost like $10,000 to get a license. If you buy an electric vehicle, that has been waived for you. But the problem is that the government is going to start replacing those deals with a cap and trade program for manufacturers. So instead of the customers getting the deal for buying an electric vehicle, the manufacturers are going to get a deal for making electric vehicles. So we have yet to see how that's going to change consumer behavior. Tesla is going to have to figure out how to resource all of the parts for the cars that it already has sourced in the United States. So they're going to have to change their supply chains, not just to keep them cheap or expediency, but because the Chinese government is not going to allow Tesla to use the same parts in the Chinese cars that it uses in the cars for the United States and Europe. There's a lot of competition at different price points. Because the government was giving so many subsidies, electric car companies popped up all around the country, and Chinese car manufacturers decided to make electric cars too. Tesla is a luxury car and out of reach for a lot of Chinese people. So Tesla is going to really have to work on getting the cost down if it wants to sell more than just luxury models. Another thing about the Chinese market is that SUVs are really huge there. At this point, Tesla only has the Model X, which is about $170,000 in China. That car will be competing with cheaper electric vehicle SUVs, including one from NIO, which just came out recently, which is a little more high-end Chinese electric car maker. Because of the kind of erratic price cuts and stories about fiery accidents and Elon Musk's legal troubles and behavior, all of that is having an effect on Tesla's brand value. In fact, there's a recent report out from Axios that shows that Tesla's brand has declined significantly here in the United States. Over in China, recently there have been protests because people who recently bought Teslas found out that the price for the Model 3 was cut significantly. So people who just bought their Teslas for, say, $60,000, $65,000 are angry that supposedly now there's a much, much cheaper model that they could have ordered and basically had the same car. According to my sources, if Tesla wants to win at China, they need to get cars out fast. But the problem is there's going to be just intense competition and a lot of supply. If you can get a lot of cars on the road, according to my source, we're talking 150,000 to maybe 300,000 cars. If Tesla can do that, it can probably have a big impact and keep a foothold in China. Until then, you know, it may have to sell cars at a loss. For other car companies in China, that's going to be difficult because they have deals with manufacturers that require them to make a certain amount of cars. Tesla doesn't have that. It has an advantage. But what Tesla doesn't have right now is a factory. So that's a problem.